Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Sunday, May 15th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Hey, it's 75 degrees and sunny, high at 82, low at 61. Wonderful. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours. I'm here for coloring, companionship, chat, fun, and hey, it doesn't matter if you color or not. Come on in for the company. That's what we do here. All right. Welcome to my people who come in directly to the room and chat with me. Welcome to my lurkers who just watch, excuse me. And welcome to the people who come in when this live broadcast goes to video in my group. All right. So I've got 3 projects that I'm working on. Not 1, not 2, but 3 projects that I'm working on. I'm working on Color Dawn's Sketchbook 2020. I'm working on a Little Grimm World by Karlon Douglas. Yeah, Karlon Douglas. And I'm also working on Country Kitchen Charm by Teresa Goodrich. So lots of projects going on. And I hope that you're enjoying what I'm doing. All right, so last night we worked on the greenery that's around the windows. I showed you how to add that with gouache paint. Gouache paint, excuse me. Oh yeah. So I showed you how to do the flowers. We did the water wheel with white acrylic paint. That's white acrylic paint. And now I'm going to work on this bottom part, and we'll have this one wrapped up. Dorothy, hello. Woo, woo, woo. Dorothy, what would my evening be without you? Dorothy's my rock. I've got several people that are my rock that come in. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start working on the other side of this walkway. Zoom in. Oh, I may have not turned on voice control. Zoom in. I want to know how your day is going. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm using my medium brown, my medium gray, which is my Brett Funner 119. And we're going to go through and we're going to add some texture to this puppy. Same way that I did it on the other side. So basically, guys, when you are doing walkways like this, the way I'm doing it, I've got the very light gray as my base color. I've got my Faber-Castell Caput Motorium, very good pencil to have. and my gray. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Now, before I get too far into the broadcast, please tell me how your day is going. Win, lose, or draw. For anybody that's new, a draw is a normal day. No drama. A win is something neat happened. And a lose is it could have been better. All right, let's stay on the picture, ILene. So now I'm going through and I'm adding my gray. And check it out now how I'm adding that extra gray on my stones. Now see, we've got a nice large one here. Check out how I'm just adding a little bit of a pattern. And I'm just going to work that through all the way up. And I've got a piece of grass here that I missed. Let's go ahead and get that colored in. There we go. All right, let's work this out. Hello, Cindy. Dorothy, DeLynn, Cindy. All right, let's go ahead and get this pattern here. And just be careful when you do your pattern that you don't do it the same way through everything, okay? Now, we've got some greenery and some leaves on this side here. Lynn, hi, right back at you. Now, this piece is the freebie piece, Wanda. You guys know that every broadcast has a piece that you can download and color with me. And if you're learning techniques, I suggest you do it with me and that you pace me. All right. Of course, it always helps when I stay on camera. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right, Let's get this. Wanda, Maddie, good to see you. Now, I'm going to remind you that these flagstones at the bottom are drawn in because I like to take everything to the edge. And if you have the heebie-jeebies about drawing stuff in, this will show you that you absolutely can do it. All right, let me brush this out. All right, so let me work back up. Let's get up here. Now, we've got a new freebie that's coming up as soon as I finish this. And I'm going to let Wanda tell you all about it. Drum roll. Da-da-da. And I'm going through now and I'm adding the brown. So what we're doing is we're working with the gray and the brown. Now notice that I'm not completely covering over the gray with the brown. Wanda, did you hear me? Oh, there we go. My new book, By the Sea, was submitted last night, and I expect it to be available within 2 days. Good. Wanda, tell them what the next duet coloring with me is. And she decided to offer the group a freebie for duet coloring from the book prior to its release. Yeah. So what you guys need to do is you need to go into albums and download the next image. And depending on how far along I get with this piece, we may even be doing it as soon as tomorrow. All right, now notice how I'm coloring the brown over the gray. And that's giving it a really neat patina as well. Check it out. Whoop. Paper towel. So two things are happening here. The brown is going on just white, and that's giving it one color. And the brown is also going on the gray, which is giving it another color. Can everybody hear me clearly? Please let me know. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right. Okay. Maddie, 6 and clear, good. Thank you. Delyn, yes. Dorothy, very clear. Okay, cool. Cool beans. Okay, zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. And now I'm taking my darker gray, which is my Brett Funner 119. We're getting there, Wanda. Wanda wanted to know where the water is in the picture. Okay, darkest gray. And now we're going to start coloring between the stones. Check it out. And I'm going to change to a slightly darker gray. Let me swatch a couple here. So I've changed to my dark brownish gray because I want that gray a little bit darker. All right, and let's move down the path here. Who's coloring this with me? Now, when you get to this section of the path, be careful because we've got some plants here. So be sure you color around those. All right, and let's move this down just a little, a little bit more. Excuse me, didn't mean to cough in your ear. Wanda, will you do me a favor and see if you can get a hold of Rhonda Green? I texted her just before we went on air. Zoom out. Oh, there she is. Hi, Rhonda. I was just sending the cavalry out for you. Zoom out. Oh, out to dinner after church. I'll try to join later. Okay, cool. Okay, now I'm taking my darkest darkest gray, and actually this says dark brownish gray, which is really cool. 145 shuttle art. And I'm shading over the rocks themselves. So that's adding more color. And then I'm taking my finger, just going to do a finger blend and blending that in. Zoom in. Zoom in. No, zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Now, notice every once in a while I'm going to color in one of these stones entirely, and that's fine. Add some variety, guys. Okay, let me pop up here. Got a couple that I see. And play with the patterns. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Check it out. Zoom in. Wanda, do you still like your Linkyo electric pencil sharpener? Okay. And you can go ahead and play with your browns if you want. Zoom in. And I think we're in pretty good shape with this. Yeah, mine is still doing a beautiful job. I just get frustrated with Prismacolor when they don't sharpen straight. Just remember to sharpen some graphite pencils in there. It says after every 10 sharpenings, which I don't really do, but I've got 2 pencils laying by, graphite pencils, to remind me. Okay. Now, zoom in, zoom in. We've got some of these tall grass thingies in here. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out a few of those. Now, one of the things, guys, when you're coloring, I don't want you to get so hung up with it that you can't relax when you do it. And by that I mean, some people, when they're coloring areas, get really mechanical when they're coloring. Just relax. See how I'm doing this greenery? Now, it looks like we've got some of the same kind of plants in here that we have to the right and the left. So I'm going to go ahead and work my 2 greens, just like I did before. I've got my Spring Green PC 913. And I've got my Brett Funner 520 Bright Green. And when you're coloring greenery like this, relax, swish your pencils. Check it out. Okay, now we've got these things here. Looks like there's a branch of 3 of them. So now we got to be careful because we don't want to lose that. So I'm going to use a ginger yellow 031 by Fila. There's the color. There you go. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to color up that stem. Check it out. Hey, I got a question for you guys. Do any of you shop at Sam's? Okay, now. Zoom in. So we've got a number of leaves here. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a really quick center color. And I'll explain to you in a second why I asked you about Sam's. All right, so let's get this up the sides. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. So the reason that I asked you is I did a comparison between Sam's, their Members Mark toilet paper, and their Palm. And you get a lot more off the Palm than you do the Members Mark. And this has 473 sheets per roll. This has 235 sheets per roll. I'm mentioning this because I wrote this on my swatch sheet, if you're wondering why. So, get the Palm. I haven't used it before. It should be okay. So there's your little public service announcement. Okay. Aren't you glad you guys are here? Where else do you get that kind of information? Whee! All right, let me find a good brown. All right. Now, this is a brownish red 045 shuttle art. And the reason that I am using this brownish red is because I really can't, hold on, change of plan. Never mind. Okay, leaves, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. So the leaves, I'm going to do a bluish green. This is called Parasailing Bread Funner 520. And then I'm going to use a Bread Funner 029. Now, these are two different sets of pencils, so don't be confused. The first one is out of the 520 set, the 520 colors. The second one, I think there's like 120 in the set. Wanda, correct me if I'm wrong. Excuse me. Zoom in. All right. Now, our leaves are a little bit jumbled here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the dark and the lighter green to color these little puppies. Check it out. Now, don't press hard with your darker color. And be sure that you blend. Now, if you want to, you can start with you can do one that's all the lighter green. You can start with your lighter green and then put a little bit in of the darker. Play with the color. So just work your leaves up. Let's see. And I missed one completely right there, so we'll just go ahead and go with the green. Now, when you do these guys, don't get sloppy. So, can you guys tell me, do I sound clearer today than I did yesterday? Okay, here we go. Check it out. Now, if you don't want to use these colors green, that's fine. Just be sure that your greenery is a different color than what you colored your flowers with. Maddie says she thinks it sounds the same. Okay, thank you. Okay, let me work down here. Now, we've got some areas in between here. I'm going to address those in a minute. Now, these leaves are very jumbled, so you're going to be on your own figuring out where they go. But that's why I went ahead and put that stem in so we can see it, and then we can go ahead and blend the colors. All right, let me roll down here. And again, if you don't want to go with this color green, don't. But be sure that you're different from your plants. Okay. Let's pop over to this side. Gotta move you guys just a little bit. Excuse me. Excuse. Now notice that I'm going with my lighter green on this one. I just want to make a different color scheme on this one. Use your judgment on your piece. Now, notice that I'm not coloring this willy-nilly, right? We've got our patterns here. About time, Ashley. Hi, sweetie. And my first question, how are you feeling today? Now, I'm going to take my darker green and I'm going to add just a little bit of color to that base color. Luba, hello. Luba dooba doo is in the room. Luba dooba doo is in the room. So glad to see Luba dooba doo. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. There we are so far. Now, there's a reason that I'm coloring this greenery first. It'll make sense in a little bit. So now I'm going to take 2 more sets of green, because we need to be a little bit different. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. So here's a lighter green. It's a hunter green. Bread Funner 520. That's right, Luba. I got to sing your name. Okay. Hunter green. Well, Luba, I hope you're going to wait, because that's a duet coloring. And depending on how far I get along today, I hope to be starting it tomorrow. Okay, I want you to notice now that I'm just filling in the green background. In between the plants and the grass. Okay. Same green that I just filled in with. These are the areas that I drew in my own greenery. Check it out. Okay, Wanda, thank you for letting me know. Okay. Next green. This is called Mayfly, Brett Funner 520. Now this greenery, again, that I drew in is a little more scrambled. So what you want to make sure is that you have your two colors blending in. Check it out. Zoom out. Zoom out. There you go. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I don't know, Maddie, you still here? I'm going to work up the channel now. Now I'm going to do a finger blend on my greenery. And we're going to start putting our water in this channel. I'm using Bel Air Blue. And Dawn already went ahead and shaded the stones. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll be using another blue. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to curve this water level around. Now, notice that I'm curving an outside line here. And I'm working that water level up the side of the channel. Check it out. Anybody have any questions about that? And make sure that you have a really good curve here, especially at the bottom. Make sure your curve is graceful. Zoom in. And now I'm going to use a darker blue. Again, happens to be a Brett Funner 103. Zoom in. Zoom in. That's the darker blue. There's the lighter blue I used. This is the Bel Air blue. And these areas now where Dawn has shaded, I'm going to go ahead and shade that as well. And notice that I'm working my shading around the plants. And also notice that I'm going ahead and working a little bit darker on our edge. And then we're going to blend that in. Melba, hello. Zoom out. Check it out. Melba, how's the world treating you? All right. Hold on one second, guys. Blender stump. Soft blend. Defining our water. Zoom out. Alrighty. And then I'm going back with my lightest blue and I'm blending all my edges together. Remember, guys, your transitions should be seamless. Cleaning up storm damage from storms last week. Oh, had 13 inches of garage, lost part of your roof. Oh, Melba. Other than that, awesome. Jeez. Zoom out. Awesome sauce. Zoom out. Zoom out. Check it out. We're very close to finishing, guys. Okay. Now, what happens when you get water on rocks? Zoom in. I need someone to hazard a guess on my question. Moss. There you go. Exactly. All right, zoom in, zoom in, come to mama, zoom in, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add moss. And I'm using two colors to do that. This is a Sooty style, color 017. They don't tell you a name, just a handle. And then I'm going to use medium sea green Fila 096. the majority of the color is going to be the sooty style. Alright, now I have to turn this sideways just to orient you a little bit. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start adding some moss spots. And I've decided that I'm not going to use the medium sea green because I like what this is doing. And notice that I'm going a little bit darker in between the rocks. The rocks and stone themselves will start to sing. So Melba, are you going to hang around a while? Brenda. Hi, Brenda. All right. Now, you don't have to put a lot of moss on. And as I get nearer to the top, I'm going to make it more spotty. So play with it, guys. Check it out. Melba, you still here? Are you going to hang with us? Are you going to hang with us for a while? Okay, then I'm going to use a medium gray. And I'm going to accent this moss a little bit with it. Check it out. And then I'm going to use my green, which is called Mayfly, Brett Funner 520. Zoom in. There's my Sooty Style. There's my Brett Funner 520. There's my gray. Check it out. And just like the tiles, the stone tiles, I'm making the areas in between darker. Now, be spotty with it, guys. A little goes a long way. Zoom out. And then I want you to take your finger and do a finger blend. And if you have any more areas that you want to darken out, darken in, that's your tweaking. Brenda, I am so glad that you joined us. All right, let me get up on the top here, or the front, I should say. Now, if you want to go ahead and add a little bit of light green to these top stones, I'm barely touching, butterfly touch. There you go. Zoom out. Zoom out. Exactly, Wanda. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Now you know that we've all seen moss below the water level. So I'm going to put a touch of it there too as well. Check it out. Questions, comments? And you can just play with it, guys. All right, one more touch and we are done. Zoom out. Now, if your moss got a little bit rough, blending stump. Okay, white paint. Let me grab a sheet of paper. All right. Dollop of white paint. This is my, happens to be Apple Barrel Snow White Matte. Don't get gloss. So there's two adjustments that I'm going to make. The first adjustment is I'm going to run a solid cascade of water down this on part of it. See how I'm doing that? And the second thing I'm going to do, now that I've got everything done, is I'm going to add a little bit of spray, not much. Now, don't get carried away. And I will remind you that if you end up putting too much white paint on, you can go ahead once it dries and you can scrape it off. It's really going to be your judgment as to what spray looks for you. And notice also that I'm going to put a few dots in between my spilling water. And when you do that, that's going to make that look like that all those dots are in front of the water wheel. And if you notice on your previous dots, if you have some black centers, just fix it. I think I'm going to call this done. Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh, Wanda says if I lose you, it's because of a storm rolling in. Okay, Wanda. Stay safe, please. Zoom out. Anybody have any questions or comments? Zoom out. And for anybody that's new, please feel free to chat. That's the whole point of me being live. All right. Now, the only other thing that I could see, and this is where I'm just getting into tweaking mode. Zoom in. I hope you find this book tomorrow. Who are you directing that to, Maddie? Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but usually lights... Oh, I hope to find this book tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to put some buglets by the light. Oh, Wanda's using her pan pastels for the very first time. Cool. All right, so we've got some buglets here. So there we go on that. And I'm also going to put some buglets by this one too. I'm using my Sharpie. And notice that I've even put a couple of bugs on top of the lamp itself. Okay. ILene, quit fussing. Well, not fussing, tweaking. Tweaking. Oh, and one more thing that I'm going to change. Zoom in. This one glob that I have for a star. I'm going to shave that down a little bit. Oops. That silly thing has been bugging me. And this is what I mean about being able to scrape off your color. I just want this one smaller. And then I have to go in with my black pencil and just fix that little halo. Check it out. I am so much happier. Okay. Zoom out. Any questions or comments before I move on to my next project? Did you learn something? Do you like it? I love Ashley's sky, by the way. Look at hers. I'm making a little correction on my blue here. If you guys want to see a really pretty sky, check out Ashley's. Okay guys, I am calling this one done. Zoom out. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. You guys are driving me nuts. You're so quiet. Okay, we can tell Dawn that this is done. Oh, zoom out. Zoom out. All right, check it out side by side. So I took my inspiration from the cover. I made a few changes. I taught you the techniques of the flowers. I think we're in pretty good shape. And Maddie's getting excited because she gets to use paint. And I appreciate your comments that you're telling me that it looks beautiful. But what I want to know is, are you comfortable with the techniques that I showed you? And can you do it? And are you inspired to do it? Okay, here we go. We've got our weird lady. And this is from a Little Grimm World. I bought this for the group. Set timer for 30 minutes. I'm having too much fun with this. Uh-oh. Wanda says it's pouring outside where she is. Okay, to recap, this is my light, medium, and dark to do this, and I used washi tape. Zoom in. Zoom in. Here's my light color, which is my coral. Here's my medium, which is Tea Berry Brett Funner. That coral was Faber-Castell. And my dark is Orange.com Brett Funner 520. Orange and pink go beautifully together. Zoom in. Okay, medium. Well, DeLynn, I'm glad it was lots of fun for you, and I hope that you learned something. There's my medium. I'm sorry. Yeah, my medium. And then we've got our lights. And I'll remind you that I'm tinting in my colors. I may or may not. Go darker. Here's my medium again. Here's my light. Here's my medium. Now, unless you guys have this book, I know that you're coloring, you're coloring your own projects, which is great. But don't turn your noses up at something that's weird like this, because this is all about technique. And that's why sometimes I do off-the-wall pictures. You guys just never know what I'm going to do. But I do know that tomorrow night we're going to be doing Wanda's picture. All right, back with our medium. And back with our light. And yes, I'm coloring up those shaded diamonds. I decided to do that. Actually, I think, what are they? Oh yeah, hearts and diamonds. But not to worry, because you know that I will be doing something with this, right? Oh, Luba, we would love it if you could pass some time with us. And Luba, if you can't remember, this goes to video. Luba dooba doo, la doo da doo da, luba dooba doo. Excuse me. Da 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 da, luba dooba doo. We're so glad you could make it. Okay. And Luba, I am so proud of you because I know English is not your first language. Okay, let's get these little teeny tiny spots. Zoom in. Luba, all my broadcasts, my live broadcasts go to video. So when I'm done tonight at 10 o'clock, it goes to video and it is permanently in the group. Okay. Our very own cabaret singer. which, by the way, is a movie starring Liza Minnelli, who did it years and years and years and years ago. Have any of you seen that movie? Okay, I'm on my light color. Right, and Luba, I know that it's an hour later for you. That's why if you can watch the video, if you can't stay here. Okay, now we've got our dark shadow. So, Luba, you can watch the coloring when you have time when it goes to video. Okay, there's my dark. It's the shadow of the rose. And there's another shadow. Okay, I'm back to light. Okay, here we go. Oh man, this is turning out so pretty. I'll zoom out in a minute so you can see this. It is weird. Okay. So Ashley, did you tell me how you were feeling today? Okay, I don't know what this goofy little thing is, but I'm coloring it over. Well, maybe not. Hold on. Oh, you feel good. Restful Sunday, even snuck in an afternoon nap. Excellent. No migraines today? Okay. Zoom out. And Kathy has just entered the room. Hi, Kathy. Ashley, I'm so glad to hear that. How is Kathy? Kathy is here. How is Kathy? Is she doing today? Okay, there's my medium. Now, I get it that this is a weird picture, but I want you guys to consider, no, I want you to do weird pictures. Because it'll help you with your coloring chops. Okay, now watch this. Today is your second day with no voice. Excuse me? Did I miss something, Wanda, about your voice? I know that you were sick a while back with no voice. Has it happened again? Okay. Shadow. Darkest color. Oh, I didn't miss it. Just can't talk. Kathy says she's good. The weather was nice. So John and I went for a nice long walk in the neighborhood. How is ILene? ILene's doing very well. ILene finished the water wheel, Kathy. I need to show you that. Give me a second. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Kathy, the water wheel's done. And of course I'll be posting it tonight. I still like Ashley's sky better than mine, but you guys said you liked it, so we're good. And look, I put buglets by the light. See it? Buglets. So there we go. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, this is my dark color. Again, it looks a little wonky. I don't know, Wanda. Maybe you should, is it like you're getting a mouthful of helium? I'm kidding. Okay. So here is my light color, following my pattern. So what do you guys think of this book? Okay. Now, this is going to get real tricky. Yeah, I made a funny. I'm sure your voice is not squeaking, Wanda. Okay. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Yeah, Maddie says there are too many books I want. This isn't on top of my list. I get it. Okay, this is my dark color here. And I'm going by pure faith on what the paper is showing. And sometimes you have to. Let's put it like this. You wouldn't want me to sing for you right now. Oh, I don't know, Wanda. That might be pretty amusing. Actually. Okay, there's that silly bow again. Okay. Now, I'm losing where my medium is going, so I'm going to use my protractor, zoom out. Luba, good night. Good night, good night. And then we're going to go ahead and fill in with this medium. Now, guys, this is an excellent example on grayscale of having to color by faith, because this will come together. Is everybody clear why I use the protractor? Okay, so we've got that much of the light. And then we've got the dark. Okay. And now I'm going to use my last dark color. So will somebody let me know if they're clear or not as to why I use this protractor? Okay. Let me sharpen my pencil. Alright, now we've got another one of these little flying saucer thingies. This page is very weird. That's what people say about me, Kathy. Weird but nice. See, I've got several nicknames. Charla, hello. Where you been, girl? Okay, guys, I need to turn my air conditioning on. It's going to make that low hum. Charla from Billington. Hi, stranger. Okay, here's one of those little flying saucer things again. There we go. Zoom out. Oh, couple more spots. Hold on. And then I've got my, oh, hold on here. Zoom in. I'm about to switch over to our country kitchen, guys. Well, that was messy. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right, we're just doing this little area now behind the neck. And then we've got our darkest color here. Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh, one more spot, sorry. Oh, this is light, yeah. Zoom out. There we go. Oh, come on. Camera problems. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Now, I'm going to take my darkest color And in my shaded areas, I'm going to go ahead and shade that in a little more. These are all my shadows. Me and my shadow. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me. And what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me from my head onto my toe. Something about it following him everywhere I go. All right, check it out. Yes, this is a weird picture. There you go. Zoom in. Alrighty. We've definitely got weird. And then real quick, just on this right hand one, I mean, I'll be doing it on the other ones, but this one's really bugging me. Blending pencil. Zoom in. So I got to avoid our little saucer thing here. And we need to go around our rose. Ring around the rosy, full of posy. Dancing, dancing, we all fall down. So what do you guys think of this? Is it growing on you? Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, again, guys, I've got to blend all this, but I really want to move on to my country picture. But I want you to see the beautiful shadows on it. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Isn't that beautiful? And especially now where I've blended. Okay, I couldn't resist. I'm blending up half of it. Oh man, isn't that beautiful? Okay. Done on that one. Country Kitchen. Lynn Powell gave us this book. This is the cover. Creative Haven, Teresa Goodridge. Okay. So the last time that we were doing this, we were darkening around the edge. I've got a light, medium, and dark. And then a very dark. And remember, zoom in. Zoom in. It's not a hard and fast rule about 3 colors. Now it's the majority of the time. But if you want to add a 4th, absolutely. Zoom in. So I worked around the plant last night. And now I'm going to work around the stove. Now, I want you to notice that I'm going to shade in a little bit darker on this one spot. See it? See how that's getting darker with repeated strokes? And I'm doing that to add interest to the piece. Is everybody clear on that? And now I'll continue down. Remember how I taught you guys to darken with a color, repeated strokes, you don't pile drive your pencil into the paper. Alright, I'm on the left-hand side of the page. Hold on, guys. I'm on the left-hand side of the page, and notice how I'm blending in my shading. No streaks. Now, technically speaking, there would not be any shading around the spindle on the chair because the chair is not next to the floor. But I still tend to shade that a little bit. In other words, that chair is not casting shadow on the floor. But I'm going to go ahead, like I said, and put that on there. Make sure that you understand that, guys. Okay, let's work this over. Uh-oh, fire alarm so loud it could wake the dead and bright flashing lights. Uh-oh. Maddie, are you okay? You went out with your cell phone and came back in with your keys. You're okay. Okay. Now, same with this broccoli, guys. Not very many people came out. I think they are so used to it, they think it's really not a fire. Oh, that's not good. Okay, notice how I'm shading now in between our broccoli. Isn't that pretty? Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Check it out. Questions, comments. Full moon tonight, got some photos. Hey, when life hands you lemons, lemons make lemon. Can anybody hear my air conditioner? Let me know. On a scale from 1 to 10, how loud is it? Okay. And can you hear the birds? Let's see here. Oh, I've got my air conditioner on. I wanted to see if you guys were noticing it in the background. My studio was getting a little warm. Zoom in. Okay. Kathy, on a scale from 1 to 10, how loud is the air conditioner? Okay. You guys last night said, oh, about a 5, white noise. Okay. So notice that I'm coming in with my light brown, darkest towards the edge, right? Check it out. And notice that I'm getting lighter and lighter as I fade towards the center. See that? Now, I'm barely touching the paper with my pencil. I'm just adding a little bit of color, just a tint. And then I'm going to come back with my Faber-Castell Caput Motorium 169. And I'm going to edge this, and then I'm going to fade it in. Blend it in, fade it in. No abrupt changes. Zoom in. Zoom in. What's the #1 skill to learn in adult coloring? There you go. Zoom out. Zoom out. Isn't that beautiful? Now, this thing obviously screams vintage kitchen. country kitchen, vintage kitchen. So let's play with the stove. I'm going to use a Cloud Blue Color Soft C360. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. This is the color. Beautiful, beautiful color. For my base color, I'm going to use a Stone Gray, Arteza 130. And then I'm going to use a Payne's Gray for my highlighting color. And that's a 181. Now, DeLynn, you might want to sit back a minute and watch how I do this, because I am deviating from the sample. Zoom in. And I'm going to add a 4th gray to this. I want you to see this. Zoom in. I'm adding this gray here in between this lighter gray and this color filler. Now, don't get all panicky because we're using 4 colors. You'll see how it works. All right. So let's go ahead and add our base color, which is my lightest gray. And then I'm going to do this area down here. And then I'm going to introduce my blue gray. On my edges. And notice how I'm coming in. I should say introducing my blue gray on the sides. Now, I will end up breaking this pencil a lot because it's a color soft. And it's very soft. And then I'm going to do the same thing around the bottom. And then I'm going to use my silver filigree color. And of course, you need to be on camera. Sorry. This is my color, my third color. Now I'm going to take that third color and go over everything. See it? As well as my edges. All right. And then I'm going to use my Payne's Gray. Check it out. Isn't that beautiful? Zoom out. There you go. Now, the neat thing about this is this makes it look like that this is a worn stove. That maybe some of the paint's come off. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right, on the bottom, I've already put color number 2 on top of my base color. Then color number 3. Now, this is your normal color sequence where you'd be using 3 colors. Don't let this throw you. This is your light, your medium, and your dark. And then I'm using my darkest color on the very edges. And you can even let it streak a little. See? Look. See it? Zoom out. Zoom out. DeLynn, are you with me? Okay, Kathy, you're back? Good. All right, let's do the front face. DeLynn, do you like this color combination and this method? Maggie, good night. Glad you could make it. Okay, so there's the front. Check it out. Okay. So I'm putting in my base color. That's color number 1. And let me work up the back here. All right. Color number 2, the blue, the grayish blue. Color number 3, which is the silver filigree. Hold on, I didn't finish my blue around this upper portion. Let me finish that. Now remember, I'm tinting color number 2 with this. I'm sticking near the edges for the most part, but if it runs over, no biggie. Check it out. All right, color number 3. Do I need to get closer for anybody? Now, I'm staying a little bit closer to the edges than I did with that light gray. It's a progressive thing. Let me sharpen. Now, ILene, I don't know if you decided to use this color combination. Well, white looks great. Now, I want you to look at the difference between this part here And this back part here. Zoom out. Check it out. Zoom in. Zoom in. Who's still hanging with me? Miss Kathy, good night. Good night, Miss Kathy. Good night. Oh yeah, Dorothy, I know you're just watching. Okay. Now, my fourth color. Which is my darkest gray. And this is where we start making the oven look really cool. Zoom out. Now, I'm taking more casual strokes with this because I want that look for the oven. Check it out. I'm going to darken the center right there. So really what we're ending up with, and this is the effect that I want, is somewhat of a beat up stove. Now I'm going to erase a little bit of my color on that corner because it is a corner and it's a highlight area. I didn't mean to swipe it with my dark color. There we go. And again, notice that I'm adding these swipes of color, of shading. And then I'm going to take my blending stump and we're going to go ahead and smooth everything out. And I've got a little area that I missed. Zoom out. Questions, comments. Zoom out. So there's my version of this stove. Okay, I think we're done unless there's anything else you guys want me to cover. I think we're in pretty good shape. And I hope you had fun watching this. And now I'm just going to do a little bit of touch-up. Zoom in. See how I'm adding these little streaks? DeLynn, I'm glad you like it. So, DeLynn, did you go with the gray or did you stay with the white? Oh, DeLynn, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. I am calling it a night as well. Zoom out. Give me 2 more minutes. Oh, you went with the gray. Okay, so we finished Dawn's picture. We made more progress on our weird picture. And that's the one I was using the washi tape on. And we made progress on our country kitchens. ILene, I really appreciate you getting this book for the group. I'm calling it a night. Good night, Dorothy. Good night, everybody else. Good night to my lurkers. Lots of fun things to do on this yet. We got veggies to do. I had a good time. Alright guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Oh look, there's a cute little cow. I'll focus in on that. How's that? Isn't that cute? Probably a creamer. Alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow night in the same place. That's what I'm known for. That's the truth. Have a good rest of the evening. ILene, I hope you feel better. I'm sorry, so sorry you aren't feeling well. Okay, Wanda, I'll take a peek at your background on that WIP. All right. Okay, guys, take care. Bye.